Hi, I'm Ivy Nelson. I am the Elementary Technology Integration Specialist for Belton Schools, and this module will be covering Google Slides. You're all probably pretty familiar with PowerPoint, but Google has an online version of PowerPoint that is called Google Slides. And so today we're going to be going through that. You'll get to see Google Slides, how you would open a Google Slides, how you would name it, save it, changing the theme, changing the font, adjusting all of those features, how to insert a text box, image, link to a website, video, etc., how to add animations and adding timings to different slides, importing slides from other presentations like PowerPoint, how to edit the master slide, and then differences for slides from the MacBook versus the iPad. And then you will have a final activity at the end where you are going to open a Google Slides presentation and then kind of remodel it and give it a makeover to improve the look of the slides and make it a more captivating activity. So to access Google Slides, if you go up to your 9 squares or your Hollywood squares or your app launcher, all of the things that we might call it from time to time, and you click that, you can access it through Drive, or you can just click Slides right here. If you're in your Drive, you can click New and then go to Google Slides that way. And so that's what you might do most of the time, since you'll probably be in your Drive a lot of times anyway. So whenever you open your Google Slides, up in the top left corner is where you can title it. And then if you type the title down here too, it will actually put it up in the top left corner for you. So then you can save yourself some time from typing. And then to choose a theme, you have all these themes on the right hand side, and then you can actually, at the bottom here where it says import theme, you can import a theme from, if there's a theme in PowerPoint that you really like, you can import a theme from PowerPoint. So you would just have to have a PowerPoint that you've used that theme with, and then you can import it doing that. So for our purposes though, I'm going to choose just a simple little theme. And then if you notice how it says all changes saved in Drive, so that means that you have saved all of your changes. So you can close the little side pane with theme. There's also this button right here that will make that pane on the right hand side pop up, so you can always get back to it and change your theme if you want to. How you adjust fonts, so you can just highlight your font and then you can adjust the size, you can adjust the font style, you can, bold, italicize, underline, you can change the color of the font as well, so you can make it look a little different and just kind of customize it however you want to. So that's how you can change the font. You can also insert different things. So if I want to insert a new slide, you can simply click the plus up here. And so if I click that, it will go to this, which is the typical next type of slide that you would have, where it has the title at the top and then a box for text. But you can also, if you see this drop down arrow next to the plus sign, you can choose from those what you want to add. So maybe I want to add this kind of slide that has a title with these 2 boxes. So you can do that as well. You can also insert different things onto your slides. So if you go to insert, you can insert a text box, and then you would simply draw your text box and then type into it. Okay. You could also insert an image. And so you could upload an image, you can take a screenshot, you can put an image by URL, you can go to your albums, Google Drive, and then you can also search. So we can do a Google image search. So we could search teacher, and then insert whichever image we want. So then it inserts our image, and then we can resize the image however we want. So if we don't like that image, we can click to replace the image, and then it gives us the options we had before. Or we can click image options and we can change some things. So we could recolor the image, which is kind of cool. We could make it transparent. So if you just kind of drag this. So if you want like a watermark behind something behind your text, you can make it more transparent. You can brighten it, or you can increase or decrease the contrast of the color. And then you can reset and it goes back to how it was. You can also insert a link. So if you go back to insert and then you can insert a link, you can also do that by clicking the little chain link image up here. So if I have a link to a YouTube video, then I could highlight that text and I could either click here to insert my link, or I could go to insert link and then I could do the same thing. So I could copy paste there if I want to link. So Google suggests some links for me. So if I want it to just go to YouTube, then I can click that, or I could copy paste a link to a specific YouTube video and then click apply, and then you have your link there right in the slide. You can also insert a video. So if you have a video file or you want to search a video, YouTube or URL, you can do that as well. You can insert word art. So you could type something and then you can customize the word art. So if you double click, you can change what it says, and then you can, change it to look different ways. You can, make it more transparent. You can change the color of it, the color of the outline, the fill color. So you can change different things, the weight of the line, the weight of the outline around, all kinds of stuff like that. You can also insert a line. So you have a plain line, an arrow, an elbow connector, a curve, a polyline, or a scribble. So if you want to have an arrow pointing to something, and then you can make your arrow, you can select different ends to your line, different starts to your line. So if you want like a double arrow, you can have it to where, it has the arrow point on both. You can make it a really fat line that's a little too fat. So it's a double arrow. Maybe you want it to start as a dot and go to an arrow. So you have all kinds of customization with inserting lines as well. You can also insert shapes. So a shape, an arrow, a call out. So you could do like a little speech bubble or a thought bubble, which is kind of cool. So we could give the teacher a thought bubble,
Send me the name of the
and
kid,
then
though.
you can
Dang it.
put that there, and then you can type into it.
Oh, I see.
So you can do that.
Black mark.
You can also insert a table if you wanted to insert. I'm going to go to a new slide so you can see a little better. So inserting a table in a slide, so you could type, height, weight, and then record different things, different data there. And then you can insert an animation. So let me go back to this slide actually. And then if I insert, I have to select something first before I can insert the animation. So I'm going to select my word art that says IBSD PD, and then I'm going to insert the animation. And so here you have your options. So you can have a slide transition. So you can have the slide actually fade in, slide from right, flip, cube, gallery. Cube is like kind of like a mosaic looking cube dice thing. And then you can apply it to all the slides or just that one slide. I want to do an animation, so I want my IBSD to fly in from the left And then do I want it to do it on a click, or do I want it to do after previous with previous? So I'm going to do that on a click. And then do I want it slow, medium, or fast? And I'm going to do it kind of medium. And then I can play to see what that would look like. So I'm going to click, and then I see how it will fly in. I said that's kind of slow, so I'm going to make it a little faster. I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to drag it to come a little faster, and I'm going to play and see my preview, click, and then it flies in a little faster. So I like that, so I'm going to add that animation, and then you can select a different one as well. So that's my animation, so my IBSD is going to slide in from the left, and I can do those things. You can also insert a slide number. So if you want a slide number on your slides, so you can turn that on or have it turned off, and then you can skip the title slide. So if you have it on and you click skip the title slide, it will not put a number on the first slide, but it will start numbering the slides starting with number 2. And then you can apply or apply to selected. So if you only want a number on a certain slide, you can select that slide and select this option. But if you want it on all of them, then you can select all. So I will do it for all of them. You can also add timings to slides, and that's kind of a different how you do that. You will go to File, and then you'll actually have to publish it to the web. So to add timings to your slide, you want to make sure that your slide is how you want it, and then you click Publish to the Web, and then you can select the Auto Advance slides. And it's really limited for Google Slides. You can have it advance every second, every 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 5, 10, 15, 30 seconds, or every minute. So you can't have it advance every 20 seconds or every 45 seconds. So it's a little limited there. So you could select every 30 seconds, I want my slides to advance, and then start slideshow as soon as the player loads, or restart the slideshow after the last slide. So there's some options there. And then if you click publish, it's going to put it on the web, and it's going to have it set with those times and those settings. So I'm going to say no because I'm not quite done with it yet. You can also import other slides from other programs. So if you go to File and then go down to Import Slides, you can actually pull in slides from other Google slideshows that you've done, or other like PowerPoints and different things. So you could select a PowerPoint and then import those slides into Google Slides. Now it'll import it as a PDF, so it'll be like a set image for your slide on every slide if you pull a PowerPoint into a Google Slides. So it won't, you can't pull your PowerPoint into Google Slides and then be able to edit it like you would. So you want to make sure that if you have a PowerPoint that you're pulling into Google Slides to get it online and shareable, that's great, but you want to make sure that the PowerPoint is exactly how you want it before you pull it into Google Slides, because you won't be able to edit it after that. One more thing that I wanted to talk about is the slide and then editing the master slide. So when you edit the master slide, this is where you would if you're wanting to change, so let's say I don't like this font and I want to edit my master slide to change the font on all of these. So I'm going to change all of the fonts here to be something other than this old standard. And then maybe after this point I am fine with it. So then I just edited my master slide, and so then I can rename it, and so I could name it master with Chelsea Market font, and then so I have that as my new master slide. You can also do, so I could change these from the edit master slide as well, and change that way. So then when I close, notice all the fonts there changed. So my title font for the slide is now the Chelsea Market font that I added. And then my YouTube video link, that font is the Chelsea Market font that I had selected and changed on my master slide. So that is basically how you can create a Google Slides presentation. If you go up now, you also have another thing that is cool is this present button. So when you click the present button, it will show your video or your slideshow full screen. And then at the bottom, it'll have some left and right arrows where you can advance. And then to get out of this, you can hit the escape key and it goes back to the screen. You also have from the drop down next to that, present from beginning, present with speaker notes, and present in a new window. So you can click and add notes down here. So you could add some talking points and things that you want to mention. So then when you present, you can present with those speaker notes so that you see on your screen what you want to talk about on each slide. So that is pretty cool for using with showing a new lesson to students or using for professional development. And then when you want to share, I haven't shared it, and so when I hover over that, it says that it's private to only me. So if I click share, then I can add names. So I could add, I want to share this with Brad, and I want to say that he can edit it, or can comment, or can view. So if I just want him to be able to view or maybe comment and give me some feedback, I can select that. And then I could add a little note to him. And then I can send. So that is Google Drive in a nutshell, or Google Slides in a nutshell. And now we're going to talk about how Google Slides is different on the iPad versus the MacBook. All right, now we're going to talk about using slides on your iPad. So if you find your slide icon and you can click it to open, it will ask you to sign in. So you can click sign in the bottom left. And then when slides open, it will show you all of the slides that I have created, all of the Google slide presentations. So I'm going to click the one that I just made on my MacBook, and then we can kind of just go through and kind of see the differences. So it looks pretty much the same. Things look pretty much the same as far as when you're editing. So things work pretty much the same as before. Pretty cool. Resizing things by just clicking the corners and dragging. I can delete that. So when I highlight it, I can select delete, and it will delete that square. And then just highlight it and drag it down to move it. At the top you have like an undo and a redo button, and then you have a play button which will show you the preview of your slides. So if you tap, it will take you to the next slide. So I'm tapping and that's the last slide, so it's done. So if you double tap, and then you can click the X. So I'm going to go back to the beginning and I'm going to play from the beginning and kind of check our animation, see if our animation works the same way. And then tap the screen, and then there comes my animation. Tap the screen again, and then it will go to the next slide. So double tap, and then you can exit out of it at the top left. So pretty similar. You can add a slide. So on the bottom, in the bottom right hand corner, you can add the slides there. And then it says double tap to add title. Your keyboard will pop up, and then you can type directly into it. And then you have those options. You also have the plus sign at the top, so you could add text, image, shape, line, and table. So if you notice, there are some options that we don't have. So there's some options from our original presentation that we don't have. So we don't have the option, for example, we don't have the option to insert an animation. We don't have the option to insert word art. We don't have the option to insert a video. We don't have the option to do insert a web link. So there's some things, slide numbers is another one. So there are some things that are limited when you're creating a Google Slide presentation on an iPad. But then if you'll notice, so up here at the top you have some different other options. So you can still do the show speaker notes. So you can still have that option. And then for sharing and exporting, so if you click the little person with the plus sign at the top, then you can share it with someone. So I could share it with Brad Moser, and then can edit, can comment, can view, and then you just click share. And you can share it with whoever you need to. And then you can also copy the link to the PowerPoint or the slideshow, and you can copy the link to your clipboard, so then you could paste that on your classroom webpage or wherever you need to paste that. Okay, so now I'm going to walk you through what your activity and your summative assessment for this Google Slides module will be. So if you click the link that is there on Canvas, that will take you to the activities and the assessment. You'll read through this, and it gives you some reminders on how to change things on your slides, how to insert images and video, how to arrange text and shapes, word art, etc. And then you'll get down here that says take the Extreme Slide Makeover Challenge. So if you click this link where it says Google Slides, it will take you to this screen, and you will click to make a copy, and then it will make a copy of these slides for you. So you're going to want to go up first thing in the top left corner, and you're going to want to put your name here, so that it saves it with your name, because when you turn this in, we want to know whose it is. And this activity is, you're going to take this slide and you are going to look at how they have kind of remodeled these slides to make them more engaging and more interesting for viewers. So here is a before sample. So you see this information is good, but the slide is really boring and would not be very interesting for people looking at it. So if you click the next slide, you'll see the after sample. So they have put a background color, so they have clicked and create a background color. They have changed the font in these places, and then they've made text boxes to label the different parts of this image that they have inserted. And then they've also added arrows from the labels to the parts of the image that they want to highlight. So much more engaging slideshow presentation now. So slides 4 and 5 are before samples, and you are going to create the after. So you will right click. So if you control click, you can click duplicate slide, and then you'll see on the left hand side now there's a second one. So this will be your after. So you can change this to say after, and then you can take off this square by just highlighting and deleting it, and then you will do things to this slide to remodel it and make it much more engaging and captivating for your audience. And then the second before slide, you can do the same thing. Control click, right click, click duplicate slide, and then you'll change this to after. And then you will just change the look of the slide to make it much more engaging. Now when you're done, you're going to go up to the top right corner, click share. And then if your screen just looks like this, you're going to click advanced and make sure to change it to anyone with the link. So anyone with the link can view. Click save. And then you're going to copy paste the link that's highlighted at the top. So highlight it, control, click, copy, And then you're going to paste that onto Canvas so that we can grade your assignment through Canvas. You'll click Done, and then you will be done.